Oh, we're doing the poll again?
Yes, we are doing
So we are going to be on our phone.
You are going to be on your
This
phone
is the
in
back
the
of your
appropriate way, okay? Make
Well, how can you
sure,
tell? You just stare at it.
make sure that you're using your phones to text in your answers, not to be on Instagram or Facebook.
I feel like that can signal.
You're right.
Miss VC.
Like, I feel like someone's watching.
Where
It's
did you
like
start
creeping on the neck.
I did. I mean, you get the earbuds out of your ears, okay, while we're having class.
Oh, it's already started.
There is only two phones.
Yeah, it's already started.
It's right in the back of your head.
Alright, we're
It's
gonna,
watching you.
I feel like
Well, it's like directly.
You can vote via Twitter.
yep.
What? I don't think you can.
Alright, we're gonna start with number 1. So this should be, your review should be done. So all you're gonna be doing is voting the answer that you have on your paper, and then we're gonna see how we did as a class. This is number 1, -5 plus 3i plus 9 plus 3i. Did you get A, B, C, or D?
One of those.
What's the number we're supposed to check? All right.
You text 2376607. Probably already saved in your phone.
Wait, what?
Say that again.
It said
37607.
37607.
There's not two.
Yeah, you definitely got two.
County Fire.
Take some answers. One answer.
Tree, and then you send the answer.
Number. I'm not doing anything right.
5.
Ooh. 79.
11.
Got some different answers now. So,
I'm just put another one to that one. There we go. I like beef. Back to the foot.
a few more.
15. 16. How many people are in the class? There's 21. So there's 6 people.
Okay, let's see if we can clear up pretty good overall. Chances is gonna vote right quick. But let's see if we can make sure that this one is not the answer. What are we doing in this problem? Combining like terms basically, right? -5 plus 9 would be a +4, so we're gonna need 4 in the front. This one has -4, so this one is not the answer. And then 3i plus 3i is 6i, so 4 plus 6i, good job. 94%, that's great. Alright, next. Number 2, vote your answers in.
Maybe.
Here we're multiplying imaginary numbers. Remember, you're going to have to use the distributive property when you do this.
Ooh. Whoa.
Okay. We're not too sure about this one.
It's only 5 people.
Has anybody, only about 5 people voted so far?
Oh, crap.
Alright, let's see if we get some.
For me, you're the only person who voted for A. Oh, you didn't? Oh, wow.
Still kind of thoughts. Who's willing to defend the answer that they got? Blake, you get on board?
Yes.
Alright, Blake's going to do it on board for us. Thank you.
Hey, Blake, what'd you get? First.
Okay, so
Good job.
As long as
Probably got the right answer.
Alright, explain to us what you're doing while you're doing it.
Foil. What do you call this method?
Foil.
Oh, okay.
I can't spell.
Okay, let's stop right here. Why do you call it foil?
First.
Outer last. Okay. It's like a mnemonic device to help you remember. Like, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, right? Things like that.
What's that one?
She said hopefully you ruined this spelling.
You have the order how to do
Right
it.
there, it's down there anyway. He knows it's spoiled. Alright. Still talk to us.
Alright, so I multiplied the 8 and the 4, got 32.
Okay?
Multiplied the 8 and 6i, which will give me
48.
48 I did 48 I.
Put you on the spot.
I'm not here today.
That's okay.
5 times 4, which is 20.
20
Okay?
And then 5 times negative 6i, which is 30.
Negative.
Negative 30 squared.
Alright. Now what?
And you combine my terms.
Okay? Figure it out.
Which the I squared is negative 1.
I squared is negative 1. Okay?
That's
So
what I
it
was
would be
saying.
32
That we messed up.
28i minus 30
Got
times
it.
negative 1, which will make this one a positive. So
Okay.
we get 62 minus 28.
Well, looks pretty good to me. Good job, buddy. Alright, any other questions about that? Was it consistent? Everybody who answered B, he forgot that the I squared would be simplified. Is that what kind of happened? That's what I heard from 2 or 3 of you, so. Alright, so that's number 2. I'm gonna mark over here on the board number 2. I'm kind of keeping a record of what we need to spend just a little bit of time on tomorrow, so she'll be ready for Friday, okay? So number 2, we only had 44%. Last one we had 94%, so I feel like that was pretty good. But 44%, we need to do just a little bit more work on.
I got problems.
Alright, number 3. Alright, we're doing division here. Division of imaginary numbers. And remember when you're dividing imaginary numbers. You call that you have to use. Remember what we called them? Talked about a word, a mathematical term, the conjugate. Good job, Dylan. Conjugate. What?
It'd be negative 4.
I didn't hear the question. I just knew that was the word because of the problem.
Conjugate. Okay, we got
I'm guessing it's B.
89%. I mean 91%. That's not how this works.
No, that's BJ's doing.
I was doing this.
BJ's getting caught back up. Okay. Yeah, question. Correct. Just changed. Good question. When you're looking at the conjugate, it's 8 plus I over negative 4 minus 5I. Rachel just asked me what changes. The only thing that changes is this plus, this minus changes to a plus. So the conjugate will be negative 4 plus 5I over negative 4 plus 5I. So that when you distribute, or if you like to call it FOIL, then the outers and the inners will cancel out, and you'll be left with a real number on the bottom, not an imaginary number on the bottom. Correct. Because you'll get 5I squared. And then you'll get a plus 20I and a minus 20I for your outers and your inners, which cancel. Any questions about that one? B is the correct answer. 94%. I'm good with that. Okay. Did I?
No, ma'am, I did not. I was just making sure that.
Hey, I to the 32nd power. I to the 32nd power.
Well, 34, alright, 32 divided by 4. It's 8. It works out evenly as the top one, which is 1. If you have 0.25, it's I. If you have
Nope.
0.5, it's
Only a minus
negative 1.
4 plus.
If you have 7.5,
See, look on board, it's negative 4 plus 5. I think it's the constant.
Okay.
Keep the first one the same. We good? You know, you know what you did here? Why you got C?
Oh, yes. I did the I thing wrong. It's positive.
Did you switch it around here or something?
Oh, you're talking about this one? I didn't use this. I understand it now.
Okay. Okay, looks like we know how to do powers of I. Good job. Remember, every multiple of 4 is going to be 1. So I have the 4th, I have the 8th, I have the 12th, I have the 16th. And it follows that pattern, okay, all the way around. So any questions about finding a pattern of powers of I?
You said I did the fourth is,
I didn't realize that.
1.
I, the 4th is 1.
Okay. I the first is,
I squared is
negative 1.
negative 1, and I cubed is
Negative I.
negative I. And then it continues again over and over and over and over. Okay? Sure. Alright. Next. We're in good shape there. Number 5. This will start getting a little bit more difficult. What about if you have to do 3i to the 5th? Why do I already have an answer?
Well, no, it reused.
It reused the code?
Steak.
There's only one vote. I don't know what happened.
3.
I'm not sure. Sometimes technology is great when it works, so we'll see what happens.
I vote, but I meant to answer
Just go with it.
the last one.
Okay. It should have been a different code though, it wasn't?
It should have been.
Okay, because
The last one was,
Well, I checked this number C and it said, or I can't vote
But
anyone.
it's
because that, okay.
the word is.
Alright. Well, we'll figure something out. So it's only one that voted here, so did you get D for this one or not?
No, I got C.
Okay. Okay. If we take a look at this one, y is at 243i.
3 to the 5th.
3 to the 5th and I to the 5th. You just told me I to the 5th is I, 3 to the 5th is 243, 3 from 3 from 3 from 3 from 3, right? Okay. Good job. I think this was a mistake in polling and not in someone answering it. Okay, number 6. Number 6, x squared minus 4x minus 12. They want us to solve this where it equals 0. What values would give us 0? Didn't really specify how you had to solve this, so you have a lot of different tools in your toolbox, right? You can use quadratic formula. You can use completing the square. You can factor this.
Will it be multiple choice on the test? Or?
Part of the test will be. I'm not promising all of it.
I mean, it'd be easy.
I made this multiple choice. I made this multiple choice, but I'll tell you something. I made this multiple choice so that we could vote. Okay.
Are you going to work some algebra?
Typically, yeah.
On the test, you make us like solve 1 by quadratic. and then
Yes,
one.
I think so. And 1 by completing the square. So I know I'm going to have that. Won't be multiple choice. Typically, you don't do any better on multiple choice because if it's not multiple choice, you can at least get some partial credit. Whereas in multiple choice, it's either right or wrong. I have not seen that improve grades statistically in my teaching career, but I know you think it will.
I mean, the percentage goes up.
No, it really doesn't.
On the answer choice. I mean, you got 25% chance, but if you don't know how to solve it at all, you got 0.
Maybe.
He's
but-
saying you don't know how to do it at all. The multiple choice helps.
I hope that you know how to. I hope that you know how to do.
If you really don't know how to do it, you gotta.
If you really don't know how to do it, how about come in my room for some extra help and let's figure it out. Okay, I'll do that. Completing square. Okay, we'll go through a completing the square example. Okay, this is positive 6 and negative 2. If you plug in positive 6, 6 squared is 36, minus 4 times 6 will be minus 24, minus 12. So 36 minus 24 minus 12 is 0. And then negative 2 squared is 4, minus 4 times negative 2 will be plus 8, minus 12 is also 0. It's positive 6 and negative 2. Some people were concerned when they solved it using a calculator program. They found their answers were like negative 2 and positive 6, and which is fine. That's still the same. So they didn't know they had to be in a certain order, and it doesn't. It just give me the two zeros of the function. What values of x, if I were to substitute them in, would give me a result of 0. No. All right. I know it's a good book, and I appreciate the fact that you read it. Okay. I'm so sorry. We'll have to figure out what happened. Okay, solve by completing the square. I've already had several questions about this. And so we will work this on the board. If somebody feels comfortable doing completing the square, I'll be glad for you to work this out on the board. But this particular problem, I want you to solve it by completing the square. I want to know, when we finish this chapter, that you have a full repertoire in your toolbox. You can solve it when you use the wrong answer. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean by wrong number?
You
That one's
remember
fun,
eight.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you're not the only one that answered it, though.
Anybody gonna put things?
No.
Oh, we got several different answers. Okay, so this is one we're going to spend some time on. I have 13 votes, 14 votes, looking for a few more votes.
Well,
Any of them that
I vote if I have the answer.
What'd you say, Jordan?
That was
What'd you say? Any of them that have what?
square, or the quadratic,
Oh, you can't remember how to do those? Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay. All right, so I still only have 14 votes. Need a few more people to vote, please.
Hang on,
Completing the square is not the negative b over 2a.
It is not.
That's the x.
That's finding the vertex. Negative b over 2a will be finding the vertex of a quadratic function. Completing the square. X squared plus 14x plus 48 is equal to 0. You cannot. Alright, you're going to have to show me completing the square on this problem. So, who thinks they can do it?
I do.
Okay, Rachel.
Book was mine.
We blew today or something for 0.
Well, that's what you're doing. You're finding the zeros, but I don't think A would give you a 0. Because if you were to do 6 squared plus 14 times 6 plus 48, you wouldn't get 0. If you were to do, because those are all positive numbers. If I square a number and add 14 times 6, which would be 96, and then add 48, I would not get 0. Okay.
36 plus 84 plus 48.
Okay, Rachel, what are we going to do first? We're going to solve by completing
You're gonna
the
move
square.
this over.
Okay? Yes, ma'am.
And then you're gonna take.
You told me you didn't.
All right, so she took our constant term, right, and moved it to the other side. All right, now what?
You take half of b, which would be 7, and you would square it, so you would get 49, and you would add that to both sides.
Okay.
And then you would use
You get one extra thing in that step. There you go.
and then you would set both of these to 0.
Close, but not quite. Nope.
What is x plus 7 times x plus 7? X plus 7 squared. Okay, write that down next step. And then we're going to solve, basically, put parentheses around the x plus 7.
And then put the
Rachel.
square on the outside.
Put the square on the outside.
Okay, yeah.
Because we're going to, basically completing the square is solving using square roots. Equals 1. There you go.
Square root both of them.
There you go. Plus 1.
X plus 7.
X plus 7. There you go.
Plus or minus one.
Yep.
Yes.
And then you set
X plus 7 equals 1, X plus 7 equals 8.
Perfect. -6, -8. You go back and check those and plug them in. Make sure, verify that the answers that you're getting are actually correct. That's -6 and -8. Good job, Rachel. Okay. How many of you? What's the matter, Jordan? You still don't get it? Okay. How many of you did not solve this by completing the square? You got the right answer, but you did not use completing the square. All right. I'm gonna write down that we need to do number 7 because even though it was 81%. It's the method we need to focus on here. You can get the right answer, but can you do the method? So we'll spend a little time tomorrow on completing the square. Okay, that step-by-step process. I'll try to send you a link tonight so that you can watch a video on completing the square. It might help you too. Okay, I'm not sure when just to kind of review it. All right, number 8. Solve using quadratic formula. Who wants to sing the quadratic formula for us? BJ, are you clearing your throat so you can sing the quadratic formula now? Where? X is equal to -2.
Minus or plus?
Plus or minus the square root.
Squared minus
What's
4AC.
the difference?
All over 2a.
Plus 4AC.
Monster was really kicking it on the coffee's. No, the monster. Oh, the monster's kicking in. Okay, looks like we've got the quadratic formula. Oh, my word.
Chugged it in like 2 minutes.
Those are not good for you.
Oh, that'll be fine.
Watch this heart explode.
All right, any questions on the quadratic formula? Okay, not everyone voted. X is equal to -b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Be careful simplifying. Okay, sometimes you have to simplify radicals. They're not square numbers. Sometimes you have imaginary roots, so you gotta look at that. If it asks for exact, a decimal answer is not okay.
X equals b plus minus square root of
B squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, good job. Number 9.
You said b squared?
B squared minus 4ac. What is that called? What is b squared minus 4ac called?
That's your
The discriminant.
The discriminant. And that tells us how many solutions we have. If your discriminant is positive,
2 real numbers.
2 reals. If your discriminant is
2
negative,
imaginary.
2 imaginaries. If your discriminant is 0,
One
One real.
why is it 1 real if you get
Because it's
0?
There's only one answer.
Because the only answer is 0.
Okay, because it'd be plus 0 and minus
Plus or
0,
minus
right?
0.
Can you
They're
do the
not.
same answer?
You're not right now.
All right.
that was the first
There's only
one.
one person that answered, but this is okay. Looks like we got this so far. If your discriminant is a positive number, that means underneath the radical in your quadratic formula, you would have plus or minus the square root of a positive, which is why you get 2 real number solutions. All right, we're going to move on to number 10. Looks good. Didn't know it, hold on. Okay, solve using any method you would like to. F of x equals 9x squared minus 2x minus 3. Using any method you would like to solve this.
circled the right answer.
I
Just wrote
circled
down
right
the
in
wrong
And
and
it
answer.
wrote
down the wrong note.
That's not good.
I've done
Go
it
back
on
and double
tests.
check it. I try to check, but sometimes I try to make sure, because I'm like, why did they answer that? And then if I look and see that they really got the right answer and wrote the wrong thing, especially when the answer sheet's like on a different page, sometimes that's hard, so I do try to check. But okay, and we'll stop this.